And we made it to day 42 of 50 days of fitness. Earned my first cup of coffee. I think I buy left-handed mugs. I'm sitting here looking at this because I don't know how are the mugs are supposed to be. Is it supposed to be so that you read it when you do it, or is it supposed to be so that other people read it? But I don't know. Anyway, first cup of coffee and earned it all the way. Um, and I got to tell you, man, this, this bump up this week, it's like, oh my gosh, that seems so hard. But I don't know, last week it kind of seemed that way. And about midweek, suddenly it didn't seem so bad. So maybe by tomorrow or Thursday, I won't feel that way anymore. So 42, that means we have 8 more days. Wow, it'll be over before we know it. And again, except for there have been some bumps in the road. If you've been kind of going along with me, you know that. But I've gotten so every day I've done 4 sets, except one day where I'm not sure. I may have done four, but I think I did two. I lost count that day. And one day where I did five. And other than that, I've done my 4 sets every day. And so that's going pretty well. There were a couple of times where I had kind of weird schedule things that made it kind of hard to do. And there were a few times where I had technical glitches. There's one video there was one day that it didn't come out, and the next day there were two. And that was because I don't know why, but my phone just it wouldn't upload. It took it all day to upload, and so it ended up that I didn't get it on until the next day. But other than that, we've been doing pretty well here. Today was it's Tuesday, weigh-in Tuesday. Tuesdays are my official day, and I'm still at 200 pounds. So at 200 pounds, I think that makes 12 days. I think 12 maybe even 13 days at 200 pounds. And so I think that's officially a plateau. but, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got a little more than a week left, 8 days left, and we'll see what the weigh in. So I guess actually next week, I don't know, we could delay the official weigh-in until the 50th day to make it official on the last day, or we could have two official weigh-ins, the normal one on Tuesday and the one on the last day. But we'll see where we end up. I don't know. I might still lose a pound or two. Who knows? We'll find out. I've talked a little bit before about protein and the importance of protein, like if you're trying to build muscle and those kinds of things. Um, and that doesn't matter. I mean, so when I say building muscle, I'm not just talking about lifting weights, weightlifting, bodybuilding. Also, for, if you are doing cardio, if you're doing training, if you're running, if you're running or swimming or those kinds of things, you need to build your muscles there as well. So if you are working out, protein is super important. What you're doing probably affects how much protein you need. I would say that a lot of us, if we're working out, probably need a protein supplement. If you're trying to eat as much as they tell you to, it's a chore. It is hard to get as much protein in. So, um, a, I've seen a lot of these different things, and there's all this stuff, but it does seem like there's a lot of evidence that says that you should be trying to get 1 gram of protein per pound of your desired body weight. And so not whatever your body weight is now. If you're trying to get heavier, then if you're trying to build muscle and get heavier from where you are, if you're a real skinny guy, then you want, like, let's say you're trying to get to 200 pounds. You want to try to get in 200 grams of protein a day. Or if it's the opposite, if you are working out but you're trying to lose weight, you want the protein for your desired weight. So let's say I'm 250 and I'm trying to get 200. I still want about 200 grams of protein. And there are lots of ways to get it. Probably, depending upon if you have any dietary restrictions. I have a lot of dietary restrictions. I can't really do this, but beef is really one of the best ways. I mean, beef is one of the best sources for you. And I can't really eat beef. I can eat a little, but not much. But even then, you're not getting as much protein as you think. I know that intuitively, I would want to think that, if I had a 8-ounce steak, that I was getting 8 ounces of protein, but that's not what you're getting, because there's fat contents and things like that. You almost have to weigh it out and like estimate it using an app to figure out how much actual protein you're consuming. So kind of with that in mind, I thought I would mention this is a protein, and it's nothing really particularly special. I'm not particularly endorsing this one or anything else. This was just one I bought, and I bought it because it didn't have a whole lot of additives and because it was cheap. It was one of the cheaper ones. But this one is Muscle Feast, and I got it off of Amazon. And it is a whey protein. So there are different kinds of protein. There's whey protein, there's soy protein, and I think there are even some others. Those are probably the two main ones. And I will tell you, if you are a man, you want whey protein, not soy protein. Soy protein, I mean, it is protein, but the soy itself is not necessarily good for men. It has side effects that are not necessarily good, at least not for men. It's probably fine for women. I don't know for sure about for women, but I think it's probably fine for women, but not so much for men. And so one of the things about this, let's see here. It comes with a little, if you've not ever seen the protein before. Uh-oh, my scoops, oh, there it is. It comes with a scoop. And so I'll just, I'll try to get it without getting it everywhere. There's a scoop. And that scoop is about 30 grams of protein. And this particular one, this one is a flavored one. You can get them unflavored, but normally they're flavored. And most of the time it's like vanilla, or this one is chocolate. And so if you read the ingredients on it, and I have not been using this during this fitness challenge, mainly because a lot of these will have like a little bit of a sweetener in them. One of the things about the way your body processes protein is when you have an insulin spike, that helps you use the protein to build muscle. So a lot of these powders will have a sweetener in them. And so this one, I was reading it here a second ago. The ingredients are whey protein powder isolate, cocoa. Like I said, it's chocolate flavored. Sunflower lecithin, which is probably okay, and stevia. And I've talked before about stevia as an artificial sweetener. Stevia is one of the ones that is supposed to be okay. Almost every other one has problems, but stevia is okay. So for that, you would do, 1 scoop is 30 grams. I usually mix it into milk because it dissolves better in milk. They tell you can do it in water. I never really do it in water, but it doesn't really dissolve well and stuff like that. And it doesn't really dissolve well in coffee. I tried it in coffee. It really dissolves best in, say, milk or something like that. And the milk has some protein in it as well. So that's one thing you could do. But if you think about that, if this is 30 grams and you need to get 200 grams, that's like 6 or 7 shakes a day, which is a lot. And that's another one of the reasons, you hear the bodybuilders talking about, 6 meals a day and eating chicken breast all that time. That's why they're trying to get in enough protein, and they need to eat that much stuff. They need to eat lots of times. It's a lot of stuff. Another thing you can do is cottage cheese. And I don't really know how to, I guess we can figure this out here. It is 25% protein, and pretty much all the rest of it is fat. It has almost no carbohydrates. And so that's another thing. You'll see bodybuilders eat a lot of cottage cheese. And that's why. It's to try to have another source of protein. So those are some things you can do if you want to add protein, and it is a good idea. I mean, protein is really good for us. Now that I've said all that, I'm going to say that apparently Americans add a lot of protein, because that's one of the things I've seen recently. It's like, I think that America uses more protein per pound than any other country in the world. But I don't know that that's a bad thing. I'm not sure that that's a bad thing. So anyway, if you want to add some protein, and actually now that I've read I hadn't actually read the ingredients on my protein powder. I thought it had like sugar or, you know, some other sweetener in there. Now that I know it has stevia, I might start taking it. I didn't want to take it because, you know, I'm on this sugar fast, and I didn't want to be taking any additional sugar. So that's why I haven't been doing it. But if you want to get protein, you can get it in a big thing like that. You know, I have like a shaker mug that I put it in, shake it all up, and you can have that add to your protein intake. And anyway, I would say, you know, it probably wouldn't hurt you. So that's it, my friends. That ends day 42 of 50 days of fitness. If you like this or think a friend might enjoy it, maybe you can share it or like it for me, and maybe even subscribe. We're about to wrap this one up. We got just a little more than a week, and then this one will be done, and then we'll be starting a new 50-day challenge after that. And have a great day, my friends. Take care. Bye.